Hello. So, driving to Toronto right now. 3.5 hours there, 3.5 hours back, doing it in a day. Going to pick up my wedding rings that were getting fixed, and gonna have some lunch with Dad, and maybe get my tires fixed because they are not fixed, changed. We'll see. I'm taking this time that I have to be with myself and listen. No music, just being. And I don't know, every time I do these drives, and I do them once in a while, it's amazing what comes through. Just, honoring the time I have now. Seeing as pretty busy with kids at home, running a not-for-profit, programming coming up as I homeschool as well. So just honoring this moment and allowing the medicine to flow through. And after speaking to my dad, and as I'm talking to him, seeing the eagle fly over, giving thanksgiving for the medicine of the eagle of perception and love, and just honoring the gift and medicine of being able to take this moment to be. I truly do love to just drive in solitude. Who needed to, there's a beaver dam, how beautiful. We were just talking about how amazing the beavers are and why they carry the medicine of wisdom. But anyways, again, I won't go off topic. Though as I was sitting and just within and connecting, my amazing husband Oscar and I, we're nomads for years. We've been together 21 years, and I'd say about 15 years of that we were nomads, just moving here and there, a little bit abroad, coming back. And I feel, at least I can speak for myself, that there was this big disconnect with the concept or the idea of owning something, that I just had a really hard time with the idea of buying something and feeling I own it. Or anyways, there was something about that, and I needed to work through that. And also, obviously there's the whole illusion of the concept of owning anyway. Nonetheless, Spirit guided, protected, and supports us, and did, and guided us to where we are today. And so we live upon Mother Earth. We reside on a piece of beautiful space upon Mother Earth that we were able to buy, and that's, and I use the terms the land we reside on. I do not use the terms the land we own, or our space is for everybody, just like Mother Earth is. And so we've been there for about this 6 years now, and sitting with the teachings of moving from the ownership. So that was never really settled with us. So we sort of, like I said, we connect with the idea of residing on the land. And then when you speak to others, and I've used it myself even recently, the idea of stewarding the land. So I don't own the land, I steward the land. And then that was interesting, because then I realized, well, no, we don't steward the land. In saying that we steward the land, we somehow take on the same egotistical idea that we need to manage it. We need to make it happen. We need to work for the land, because somehow the land, I don't know, the land can do it all on its own. The animals can do it all on its own. The flying ones can do it all on its own. So it sat with me. I'm like, there's something about this that doesn't resonate with me. And so I sat with that and said, no, I'm not the steward of the land. I'm the protectress. We are the protectors of the land. And that resonates very deeply, because it's another layer of understanding humility. And those that know me, my name is Chichewa Wolfwoman, and Wolf is the teacher of humility. And there's so much to learn with each teaching, and so many layers to understand with humility. And I felt, yes, the land is Mother Earth, and all that she encompasses. They understand the flow. They know how to make it work. They know the balance. I just passed a beaver dam, and I'm like, beaver is the medicine keeper of wisdom. And I mean, just if you don't know much about beavers, by all means, just go take some time and go learn about what they do and how they create life and support life for the circle of life. It is absolutely amazing, the intricacy, the interconnectedness of the beavers. And I'm like, we are not stewards. When we're stewards, we're actually meddling even more. Again, because we think that we are the ones to be doing. When if we sit back in the seat of protector and protectress, that's simply our role, to let it all happen and make sure nothing is interfering, meaning the other humans, the humans that want to interfere and meddle with what already knows how to flow. And so I'm like, yes, absolutely. I am not an owner. I am not a steward. I'm a protector. That is what I am. And that is what I need to continue to walk with. And that is what I need to continue to teach the children that came through me and other children that I get to connect with through the center and all the programs that we run and those that come through, is share this teaching. And yes, absolutely needs, if it resonates. So yeah, let's take that medicine of humility and understand that no one owns. And stewarding is another form of meddling. If we take that medicine and just sit back and observe like our ancestors have taught us, observation. We don't do that anymore for so many reasons. We don't observe. Just sit back and observe and allow nature to be. And I sit with this now, I'm like, how, wow. Like, yeah, I mean, I allow the garden to be, with all that grows within the garden, all those things that we call weeds that grow within the vegetables that I plant. I very well understand that they need to be there, and I let it be, and I notice how well the vegetables grow, or how their taste is, or how I see the interconnectedness of all that comes in to show that we have such a balanced little ecosystem in the space that we live in, because we don't meddle, we don't try to control. And not that I'm saying we're perfect, because there's lots to learn, absolutely, and I can do better, I can always do better, and I am always open to learning. And so this is just an opportunity to share what's coming through and to hear what others have to say about this. What are you doing about protecting the earth or the space that you reside upon? What are you doing to observe and to learn so that we can work alongside and not feel that we need to interject the way we feel we need to interject? Before I end this video, what was coming was also, I was in the water near, in the river where we live there, and I was talking, years ago, the lady was telling me how the dam wasn't there, and she grew up there as a little girl, and how they put in the dam so that they could support the ecosystem. And she's like, it really did change, and it really did support the ecosystem. And I'm like, okay, but again, meddling. And what was the reason for meddling was probably because there was an initial meddling which affected the ecosystem, meaning houses being built, meaning trees being removed, meaning agriculture, farming, all sorts of stuff that was done before to affect the ecosystem. And so now it's about, now let's intervene and be like the beavers, except that they don't do everything the beavers do, and all of that doesn't flow like the beaver knows it needs to flow, and it doesn't break down, and all sorts of stuff. So again, it's this interfering, and sometimes the interfering is done with very good intentions. I can appreciate that, though I don't feel there's a schooling that's going to teach us what really needs to be done. What really needs to be done is we need to return to our ancestors' ways of observing and sitting in a seat of humility and understanding that, our teachers are all around us. They're not in a schoolroom in a chair. They're all around us if we are willing to just sit back in that seat of humility and know that if we watch, they're willing to teach us. And that is becoming the protector, not the steward and not the owner. So thanks. It's been a while since I've posted a video, and hey, why not do it while I'm driving, and it keeps it there, So have a wonderful rest of your day, evening, or whatever you watch this video, and leave a comment, share your insights. Love it. Take care. Bye.